Hello again and welcome back to Lambda Spotlight. Today we're going to be talking about Half-Life 2 MMod, its history, and where it is now. So sit back, relax, and grab a snack to enjoy as we delve into another chapter of the modding community.
LambdaGeneration.
Developed by Gunship Mark II, MMod is an enhancement modification that affects various factors of vanilla Half-Life 2. MMod has been designed from the ground up to improve and expand upon visuals, gunplay, gameplay mechanics, and overall immersion by increasing customization tenfold. MMod is one of the most customizable mods for Half-Life 2 that I have ever laid eyes on, allowing the player to tweak almost every part of the mod to their liking through an extensive amount of options available in the settings menu. In addition to customization, MMod also offers substantial quality of life improvements to the base game by enhancing AI, redesigning weapon animations, and fixing various bugs. MMod is still currently in development and has been for the past 9 years, the project's life beginning back in 2010. The mod has gone through many stages of development, from idea to concept and eventually to the production of the mod itself, which has taken the bulk of development time. The oldest article on the project's mod database page is dated February of 2014 and is the launch of the project's revival, back when it was called Half-Life 2 Enhanced instead of MMod. It also explains the various issues encountered along the way during the mod's development cycle, apparently having been renamed twice and the mod itself remade from scratch 4 different times. Gunship also confirms in the article that he has decided to commit to the project and its release. Now dubbed Half-Life 2 MMod, the project would now take on a simpler and more straightforward approach. The mod would consist of only necessary features crucial to its concept and the ability to configure as much as possible for a truly tailorable experience. A year later, in January of 2015, the next ModDB article was released. A year's worth of progress is ready to be shown in the form of in-game screenshots and 22 minutes of gameplay. In this update, Gunship Mark II states that he has decided to completely redo MMod again because of various directional and technical issues regarding instability in the particular source engine branch being used and conflicting ideas. He also explains his new progress in learning coding and the source material and particle system. This is also around the time when the Combine Soldier AI was improved, and has led the soldiers now being able to jump down from and over obstacles. In November of 2017, Gunship returned with another update after 2 years of silence. Now on version 3 of MMod, Gunship explains the reasons for his disappearance. Having a job and all of the other real-life stuff limited the time he could spend on the project. In addition to that, at the time there was also conflict occurring in Ukraine, where Gunship resides. This led to the decision to stop his modding projects, occasionally working on things that weren't source engine related. Gunship goes on to say that MMod went from simple weapon reskins and particle effects to a full-blown modification that changed various aspects of Half-Life 2. Gunship said that his modding skills grew better with every passing year. Every new version of MMod improved on what the previous version failed to do, resulting in a better mod than it was before. Version 3 of MMod began development right after Epistle 3 was made public by Mark Laidlaw. Like many people, Gunship was devastated by the news. With Epistle 3's release, people claimed that Half-Life was dead. However, Gunship believed otherwise, and returned to work on MMod with newfound energy. The effort really shows in all of the new progress made with MMod, which include a brand new teaser trailer for version 3 of the mod. In September of 2018, Gunship returns yet again with a new media update and months of silence. Gunship talks about how Half-Life 2 MMod's progress has now led to the project being developed by a team of people, and not just Gunship by himself. Gunship introduces team member Fool Taurus, whose contributions helped make tons of new features and enhancements to MMod's gunplay possible. He goes on to introduce Chris Creep, who helped with MMod's sound design and made sure that the weapons sounded as immersive as possible. Gunship continues to say that MMod took a lot of time and energy out of his daily life, and that this was his passion project and tribute to the Half-Life franchise. The ModDB page for MMod was created when Gunship was around 18 years old. Gunship is now 26 at the time of this article's publication. He says that there will not be any more restarts of the project, and is very satisfied with how MMod has turned out so far. 3 months later, in December of 2018, Gunship announces that after 9 years and 18 months of active development, Half-Life 2 MMod is finally ready for its first release. Gunship thanks Fool Taurus and Chris Creep for their contributions to the project's development and introduces another team member named Sigor, who has been responsible for MMod's art and was with the team for what feels like forever. Gunship continues to say his thanks for the Half-Life community's support and that after 9 years of development, hopefully it would have been worth the wait. Since then, MMod has received 3 patches since release, the latest of which having been released in October of 2019. These patches fix various issues and bugs that were encountered, as well as many different additions that improved the mod. It's also worth mentioning that MMod made 5th place for ModDB's 2019 Mod of the Year award competition, which Gunship and his team deserve completely. So, that's all of the publicly available history I have for you on Half-Life 2 MMod as it stands today. But guess what? The video isn't done just yet. We hosted an interview with Gunship, asking him various questions about MMod, including the early days of the project and its future. Here are some tidbits from the interview, which is linked below in the description. Gunship has told us that the reason for MMod's extensive customization was to try and appease the majority of people playing it, be it someone new to Half-Life 2 or a seasoned Half-Life veteran. He goes on to say that the factor of personal preference comes into play, since it's hard to account for everything and everyone. Making MMod as customizable as possible allows people to play however they want with as little constraints as possible. Ever wondered what drove Gunship to create MMod? The majority of Gunship's projects began from experimentation with the source engine. If he found a certain experiment interesting, he would make it a public project and go from there, relying on community feedback. Somewhere between 2008 to 2009, the first plan was just to replace a few effects with some particles and add new weapons to play through Half-Life 2 again with some fresh new additions. This eventually evolved into something bigger, and would continue to grow more ambitious every year. The first version of Half-Life 2 MMod was known as Half-Life 2 Episode 2 Enhanced Mod. After progress continued, Gunship decided to rename the project to just Half-Life 2 Enhanced, which was changed to Half-Life 2 MMod to ensure the project didn't get confused with another mod called Half-Life 2 Enhanced. This project was similar to Gunship's idea for MMod and also had a team and was much more ambitious. Sadly, that project is still in limbo. MMod itself is an ongoing series of gameplay enhancement mods made by Gunship. Currently there are MMod modifications for the first Half-Life and Fear games, in addition to Half-Life 2 and its episodes as well as various Half-Life 2 mods. Gunship says that he still hasn't decided what MMod actually means. We also asked Gunship where he saw MMod in the future. Gunship says the new current goal of Half-Life 2 MMod version 1.3, the next planned version for release, is to implement quality of life changes found in modern day FPS games, fix bugs and other issues, include community-based suggestions, and add new lore-friendly weapons. This list of weapons includes the Desert Eagle Combined Sniper Rifle and an overhaul of all of the weapons currently available in the mod. Gunship also mentions that he hopes to release MMod to Steam, if Valve is willing to allow it. It looks like we've reached the end of episode 2 of the Lambda Spotlight. What a ride! There's plenty of more questions and answers from that interview, so if you're interested in reading more, the link is available in the description. Like with everything, the development videos and ModDB articles will also be down in the description for you to check out. Hungry for more Half-Life? Well, you can quench that hunger by checking out our social media pages. We post content there on the daily, so you can definitely get a good meal. Make sure to join our Discord server as well if chatting with the community about Half-Life sounds like your thing. Interested in me? Well, lucky for you, I have social media as well. You can follow me on Twitter where you can get plenty of that. I also have a YouTube channel. I sometimes post Half-Life content and other stuff there, so be sure to check that out as well if it sounds neat. Don't forget to subscribe and to ring-a-ding that bell icon so you never miss a video. This has been the Lambda Spotlight. I'll see you next time.